Yo, so what's going on, guys? Star, and I am back with another Black Ops 2 tips and tricks video for you guys. Today we are breaking down the shotguns in the game. Now, BO2 offers up 4 shotguns for our pleasure, so I'm going to do my best to give you this guide on how to use them and what to use on them. First off, we got the 870 MCS. It is a pump action shotgun with strong damage and range. As you can tell, it's got reliable accuracy and damage, which is what you're looking for in a pump action shotgun. The fire rate is not too reliable, but you're looking down there at the range. Now, at first glance, you're like, man, 5 bars doesn't seem too impressive, but again, it's a shotgun. It's not meant to get people across the map. So that 5 bar right there is not a bad rating, especially knowing that some attachments can make up for that. Now we'll move over to the Saiga 12. The Saiga 12 is a semi-automatic shotgun, deadly at short range, but it's also kind of reliable at medium range. Because it is semi-automatic, your main features are going to be the fire rate, the damage, and the accuracy. Range is not too much of a factor when you basically want to spray and pray. So with the factor being in there, the fire rate's reliable, the damage is definitely consistent, and the accuracy is pretty reliable too, which means it's a great hip-fire machine and even more accurate when you aim down sights. Let's pop over to the KSG, the first and only pump-action shotgun in the game that is equipped with slugs. Slugs are basically a one-shot ability where it shoots out a little cannonball right out the barrel and takes out your enemy, which means this is the go-to shotgun in the game when you want a little bit more distance on your one-shot kill ability. Now, you can tell the damage is maxed out on the shotgun. Range is higher than all the other shotguns, as you could tell right now, by it looks like a couple bars. Accuracy is still reliable, but it is a pump action, therefore the fire rate limits it a little more, which also means you have to be completely accurate with this gun. You miss, you miss. It shoots one little bullet. You miss, you miss. At least with the other shotguns, you have a little bit of spray, a little bit of pellet spread, and then you have a chance to break them down and maybe 2 shots in case you don't hit too solid on the first one. Now we move over to the M1216. It's the only fully automatic shotgun in the game. It does this little rechamber thing every 4 rounds. Either way, it's really, really quick shooting, great fire rate, high damage, high accuracy, range, doesn't matter. It's a fully automatic. You're not trying to quick scope people across the map. So that's what we have so far. Let's break into it and see what these guys have to offer. Alright guys, now before we actually hop into the footage of the shotguns, I'm going to sit here and show you guys the attachments. All the attachments on your screen right now are available for all 4 shotguns. Now yet, the complications are that only about 4 of these are even useful for them. We're going to cut into the one that I think is mandatory and you should always have equipped. Anytime you put a shotgun on, always put the long barrel on. Now look down at the stats. This is equipped on the 870. Every time you put the long barrel on all of the shotguns, it gives it 1 extra bar of damage, 3 bars of range, almost always giving at least 50% more range on every shotgun that you have, which means this is the ideal attachment for your shotgun. If you have to only pick one, always go with the long barrel. Not as useful for the KSG because its damage is already maxed out, but because it is in fact a slug one shot, you have to worry about range, so it makes it just as useful. Now the other 3 attachments are in fact the laser sight. As you can tell, it brings up 2 points on the accuracy. It does only affect hip fire, guys. Only affects the hip fire, which means you're probably going to want it more on a gun that does not have a slow rate of fire already. Meaning the 870 and the KSG, just ignore that. You're going to want to equip this on the Saiga or the M1216. Now we'll move over to the stock, which is probably a little bit more reliable for the 870 at the KSG. It does give more accuracy, but it allows you to move faster when you're aiming, which means you could be a little bit more smoother when you come across doorways or anything along the lines of that. Now let's bring over to the quick draw. This one is really, really important because the more you zoom in, the more accurate you are, the more likely you're going to get a one-shot kill. This handle, the quick draw handle, allows you to aim down sights quicker. That's all I have to say on that. That should be point enough for you. So if I had 2 attachments to put on this gun at all times, it's always going to be the long barrel and quick draw for the 870. If I'm using the Saiga, it's probably going to be the long barrel and laser sight. Same with the M1216 fully automatic. And if I'm using the KSG, it's going to be the long barrel and either the stock or the quick draw. Alright guys, so let's just rock right into this with the 870. I want to show you guys exactly what this gun is capable of, so pay attention to the spread starting right about now. Now, what you're seeing is me hip firing this roughly 6-8 meters back, something like that. And look at the kind of spread. 8 shots, maybe 50% of that would have hit the guy dead, target center mass. And 8 shots, that's not too reliable. This is what you need to be paying attention to. This is how essential quick scoping with your shotgun is. Look at the spread when I aim down sight from that kind of distance. That is so tight. That's exactly what you're looking for from the shotgun. Now we have the laser sight attachment on the 870. Look at the spread right there. You could tell that it's about 50% tighter than it was without the laser sight, which means the laser sight is a great attachment for anybody trying to hip fire, but it does not affect how accurate or tight the spread is when you're aiming down sights. Remember that, guys. Okay, now I'm going to kind of give you a visual example of what you can expect out of the one-shot kill ability of these shotguns. I just hip fired, he regains his health, nothing came from it. It was not a one-shot kill. I aimed down sights roughly, 10 meters back, one-shot kill. I only have the long barrel attached to this shotgun. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the gun with the laser sight. As you can tell, even with the tighter spread from about 10 meters out, the hip fire is still not going to kill a guy, meaning that even if you do not have the laser sight on, aiming down sight is always the best, most accurate form to use this shotgun. Okay, now we move on to the Saiga XII. Let's take a peek at the spread on this shotgun. It is semi-automatic. It is fully equipped with 10 shells, quick, decent reload. And you can see that it is just about as horrible as the 870 was, but when you aim down sight, it definitely centers a little bit better. Now let's take a look at it. Hip fire, not too reliable with this weapon with that kind of distance. Again, it is more of a close range, medium range, multiple shot spray type weapon. So we aim down sight from the same range that the 870 was lethal from, no results. We take a couple steps up, a couple more meters closer. Let's try it again. Let's see what can happen. He regains his health. He's set and ready to go. And finally, about halfway the distance is this thing finally useful. Back at around the 10-meter range like the 870 is a 2-shot. So now we push over to the KSG Slug shotgun. As you can tell, there's only one bullet hitting the wall rather than a few pellets at a time. And that is because this is a slug shotgun. Only one comes out, which means it's all about precision. It's all about accuracy with the KSG, which means always try to aim down sight. It's a definite recommendation with a quick reload and the fact that it has 14 shots. That's right, no need for extended mags on any of these shotguns. And it's also a good time to remind you that I'm using the long barrel on all of them right now as well. So again, as I said, this is the shotgun when you want a little bit more reliability with a one-shot kill. From about 10 meters back, just like the 870, it's lethal. From about another 5 meters back, still lethal. 20 meters, it's a little bit shady. Obviously, the hip fire is unreliable. It took me 4 shots to get this guy, and even still, it didn't kill him. Aiming down sights still does not do it. It needs 2 from this kind of distance to drop the enemy. So last but not least, we have the M1216. Look at that rate of fire, my friends! And you can also see the rechambering effect that it has after each 4 shots. It is equipped with 16, which means you have 4 shots, 4 shots, 4 shots, 4 shots. Damn, I'm good at math. But it also has a lot of recoil, a little bit of vertical recoil, and the spread does only tighten about 50% from the hip fire, which means it's probably safe to say that you should probably just burn hip firing this gun. Aiming down sight does make it accurate. From about 10 meters out, where the 870 and the KSG is lethal from, hip firing is not reliable. Though when you pull the trigger and aim down sights, on the other hand, it is. So it shows exactly how useful this is, but only aim when you need to. It does center the bullets, therefore increasing the likelihood that more of them hit the enemy. But again, what it really comes down to is this gun is probably the one that you want to get up in somebody's face and just spray and spray and spray. You burn through so many bullets so quickly. You could easily take 3 to 6 guys out with this if you're doing it just right in close quarters. So thanks for watching, guys. This is about wrapped up. I hope you enjoyed this guide to the Black Ops 2 shotguns. I did put one up for the secondary grenades and the tactical equipment. If you want to check that out and you have not done so, it'll be linked down in the description below. Remember to leave a like and favorite. I put a lot of time and effort into these, and I really appreciate it. Peace out, guys. Get it.